Hi, Aunt. Julia here, recording this July, August 3rd, 2022. And yeah, I've talked about the term errant before. And basically, an errant is, stop that errant behavior, rebellious behavior kind of thing. And Jason at Archaics has redefined it in a sense to add to that. Yes, it's a rebellious nature, but it's also somebody who has empathy, intuition, and imagination. And if you're here, you're probably an errant. And believe it or not everybody has those attributes. So yeah, here we are. And James Brockhurst yesterday made a really interesting video. He's such a deep thinker. He really comes up with some great analogies and metaphors, and just really good with pulling things together, syncretizing different topics. And he was talking about how manifesting is something you get better with practice. And I never really considered that. But that makes sense, of course. Anything you do repetitively, you get good at. We all have the potential to be good at pretty much anything. Not necessarily great or the best, but we all have the potential to be decent at anything if we just try it and, put in a lot of repetition to make sure we have it down to where it gets to the point where it's all from the being level and not from the thinking level, and you just get in that flow and you do it. You watch somebody really good at some sport, which I'm not a big fan of sports because they're so separatist, and all the passion that goes into a sports game. If that passion went into helping humanity or animals or something, it would be much more beneficial. But that's not how it is. But anyway, yeah, you watch some of these people who are just these naturals at their game, whatever it might be, and you can tell there's no thinking at all there. They're just in the flow. They go through the motions, and then they have this seemingly perfect outcome. It's just, yeah, it's about getting in the flow. And I guess that's how manifesting is too. And as I've talked about, when you get really good at it, you really have to be mindful of your thoughts, because you will manifest more easily. I guess the system picks up that geometry that you put in the ether. When you're the manifester, and it just responds to it really quickly because it knows you're on it, and you know your stuff, so to speak. So it accommodates you and gives you what you're thinking of, what you want. And another thing he pointed out, and many others have pointed out too, is to put the detail in there. The more detail, the better on what you're trying to manifest. It's good to write out the details. I did that once, and man, did it match up. And I don't really do that often. I really keep my intentions kind of vague, and that's what I manifest. I manifest everything I think of and everything I want, but it's kind of loose and not full. But I think that's how I like it. I don't like to be boxed in and feel constrained to a certain environment or whatever, duty, whatever. So, yeah. So put the details in. If you know exactly how you want it, get those details. Write it out. Writing it's a really good thing. A lot of people write it out, then they burn it and release it. And there's all kinds of rituals. You can look up rituals. You can make up your own. Don't do any rituals that hurt animals. It's not necessary. It is not necessary at all. So yeah, it's like any other skill, or the more you practice it, the better you get at it. And again, you can't have any fear. And I don't know, I think a lot of people are wanting to get out of the matrix and get into communities. And if you're one of those, the first step to do that is to scale down. Because if you're going to live in a little hippie community, I don't know, it might be a big hippie community. It might not even be a hippie community. But you're not going to need a lot of stuff. I used to have a 2-story house full of stuff before I moved to Prague in 2005. And that's when I first scaled down. I went from a 2-story house full of crap to a couple of suitcases. And then I never really scaled up all the way from there. And when I moved again to Spain in 2018, I didn't have too much stuff when I was living in Austin, Texas. So I just got rid of it, sold some, gave away most. And yeah, if you have attachment to stuff, you might want to get over that, because none of it lasts. It's not even real. And you have to decide what your priorities are. Do you want to keep up with the Joneses and have all the status of the cars and the phones and the clothes or whatever, and the plastic surgery, whatever it is? Do you want that life? That superficial, status-driven life? Or do you want to be a sovereign being, and to live in a good environment with good people that want to help each other? And, I wish the whole world could be that way, but that's not the case. So we should get in our communities and start making things happen. If Jason's right, in 2040, it's going to change everything. Well, that's not that long. It's less than 18 years, because it's May 15th, 2040. And really, I know some of you are pretty young, but that's not a long time. And I noticed too, on this channel and on Jason's channel, we have a lot of older people like me. I'm older too. And I think that's really cool. All us OGs are looking into this new stuff, because what we've been programmed with our whole lives just hasn't added up. And we, being errant, have known that, but we just didn't have anywhere to look, And now with the internet and all the information that's out there, we found it. And we're all coming together, and that's so cool. Again, it's so cool having this technology where we can all communicate with each other and share our ideas and thoughts and solutions. So yeah, a lot of people diss technology, but I think it's great. If it wasn't for technology, yeah, I guess I would just be hanging out with the dogs and never talking to you guys. But yeah, so you have to decide what you want. Be very detailed about it. Relax. A lot of people get too strung out with manifesting, and they're all like, oh, should I do it this way? Should I do this type of breathing? Whatever. It's mostly just relax, Watch the We Immortals playlist. I'm pretty sure it's in my Safe playlist from the Archaics channel. And it goes over, it's a pretty short playlist too, just really good, effective ways to manifest. And like I've said, it's really a good idea, and I think it's more than just a good idea. I think it's pretty much crucial to make sure your subconscious is where you want it to be, and not having negative judgments about you, because that will sabotage whatever it is you're trying to manifest. So, there you go. That's my little walk and talk for today. And I appreciate everyone being here. And again, focus on what you want. Always help other people when you can. And have a great morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are. And I will talk to you next time. Ciao, ciao.